Residents that are part of an Adrian apartment building, they are out of their homes tonight. City officials saying this building, this structure, is unsafe for them to be there. Caylee Kirby, she is live in Adrian right now, checking in with officials. So what have we learned over the last few hours, Caylee?
Yeah, Jeff, the city of Adrian posted on Facebook around 1 this afternoon that the people in this building right behind me, Riverview Terrace Apartments, needed to evacuate because the building was structurally unsound. If you take a look, this is a 12-story building. The city says an engineering firm found structural issues on the 3rd floor of the building, and they determined that it needed further inspection and that their renters needed to leave for their safety. Now, residents tell me they were told to grab their stuff and be out by 3. Again, this was posted at 1 p.m., so it only gave them a little over 2 hours to pack up and go. And the people who don't have somewhere to go are able to stay at the senior center tonight if they don't have anywhere to go for the foreseeable future. Now, the inspection is still ongoing. I've been told by people who live here that it could be a week before they're maybe back in. We are trying to get in contact with officials who were doing the inspection. We haven't heard back from them yet. We will have an update tonight at 11 on how residents are feeling right now and what happens next. Reporting live in Adrian, Caylee Kirby, WTOL 11.
Well, tonight we join with all of them behind me. And remember, a Toledo police officer gone too soon. Officer Brandon Stalker died after being shot during a standoff 1 year ago today. Caylee Kirby takes us to the vigil that was full of friends, families, even strangers. That were all there to honor one of Toledo's own.
To many, January 18th is just another day. But to Cosette Stalker, it's a painful memory. It's the day she lost her son.
I'm hanging in there. It's very emotional. But I have my family and friends, you know, everybody that loved him around.
It's been 1 year since Toledo police officer Brandon Stalker was shot and killed in the line of duty. His family hasn't let a day go by without thinking of him.
It's been hard navigating through it and getting the kids through it. We've had a lot of tough days, but we had a lot of good days too. So yeah, the healing process, it gets easier.
And on this anniversary, everyone is reflecting on the stories and memories about the man they knew as Brandon.
It's an inspiration not only to me, but to others in our profession and hopefully to this community to try every day to be a better version of themselves, because that's certainly what Officer Brandon Stalker was and who he was.
As dozens gather to share memories, many say Brandon would have never asked for something like this.
Oh my gosh, he would probably be embarrassed. He'd probably tell us all to go home and stop it.
But those who love Stalker aren't going anywhere, including his daughter Kenna. She's continuing her father's legacy of service by asking for donations of dog and cat food.
Because of Daddy.
Did he like animals a lot?
Yeah.
Reporting in West Toledo, Caylee Kirby, WTOL 11.
And the family is also holding another event to honor Officer Stalker this weekend. They say anyone is welcome to attend. It is this Saturday at Wheeling on the Rocks. It gets underway at 7 o'clock. Chris, thanks. Just minutes ago, Toledo Mayor Wade Capsicavage wrapping up his State of the City address, his first one since starting his second term.
And tonight he covered a handful of topics. Caylee Kirby is live right now to give us a recap. You just talked with the mayor. Did he address the violence that's on everyone's mind?
Yeah, Melissa, he did, both in the speech and in this one-on-one interview with him. He talked violence, he talked youth, he talked how to fix it, but he also talked good things as well during this speech. But I want to hit on the violence first. He said, quote, "We don't solve the problem if we don't fix it." He wants to talk about this. He wants us to try and fix this, whether it's him, police officers, or the community. He said violence is unacceptable, but it guides how we respond to these problems. Most crime, he says, is down, and domestic violence or knowing someone who is the person who attacks you is the problem. And most of it, the way to fix it, he says, is in prevention and in intervention. Take a listen to what he said earlier today.
Unfortunately, we're seeing retaliation. We are seeing revenge. Doesn't make it any less heartbreaking, but it speaks to what we need to do to solve it. In almost every case that we've seen, the victim and the attacker knew each other, or if not the victim, the target knew his or her attacker. And of course, there have been too many cases where the target was not the person who was shot, but an innocent bystander.
Now, other ways they're working to try to help fix the violence. They are planning to add 100 new Toledo police officers by the end of 2026. They're also expanding ShotSpotter into a new neighborhood. Now, on a lighter note, the mayor also touted positives that have already happened in our city, including leveraging money to create safe and livable, that's what he quoted it, safe and livable neighborhoods. One of those is replacing lead service lines, expanding ShotSpotter, as we mentioned, in neighborhoods, improving parks and the YMCA. And then something he spent a lot more time on was the youth in our community, more specifically universal pre-K. City Council just last night approved funding $1.25 million to enter an agreement with Hope Toledo to provide universal pre-K for these kids in our area. Take a listen to that.
We are behind the other big cities in Ohio when it comes to educational attainment. We just are. In a country where over 50% of Americans have some education beyond high school, in Ohio it's only 34%. In Toledo it's 17%, and among African Americans in Toledo it's 9%. One of the reasons for that is we are the only big city that does not already provide universal pre-K.
So definitely a lot of topics the mayor covered in his State of the City speech. We also, as I mentioned, spoke to him one-on-one. We will have more of that one-on-one interview tonight. Our Roxanne Elias will be covering that at 11 p.m. You can also watch his State of the City address right now at WTOL.com. Reporting live in East Toledo, Caylee Kirby, WTOL 11.
Coverage continues this afternoon. Caylee Kirby joins us now. Caylee, I know you are a huge baseball fan, so you have the inside scoop on what to expect downtown today.
That's right, Amanda. Baseball is literally my life. If people don't know, I'm letting you know now. Baseball is my life. I have a baseball in my hand right now, and I've made some friends because I'm just personable like that, right?
Yes, you are.
So I've got Bob right here, Tyler, David, and Brad. They just welcomed us in with open arms, told us, hey, get some food. You know, we've got some brats, hot dogs, peppers, fruit. It's lunchtime, right? So we're all starving. It smells amazing. I'm going to ask Bob a couple questions. Bob, you said this is a tradition. How often, how many years have you been coming to Mud Hens opening day?
We've been here at opening day since the 20 years that the stadium's been open, and we live by the Ned, so we've been tailgating there for a long time too.
And what makes opening day so special? Why is it so important for you to get out here, tailgate, and then see the game?
The people are wonderful. The people are nice. They're kind. It's just a good overall, good American pastime.
Baseball season's a long season. We all know that if we're baseball fans. So what are your hypothesis on how this team's going to be this year? What are we hoping, expecting, things like that?
Oh, hoping and expecting first place. No question about it. That's why we come to root them on.
And one last question before we let you guys go and have your lunch, get ready for the game. What is your favorite part about opening day this season, especially with it being the first season kind of normal again since 2019?
Yeah, because we sure missed it during all the COVID stuff, but to be out here with family and friends and to have a good wholesome time is wonderful.
Awesome. Thanks so much. My new friends, we're going to hang out with them for a little bit. We'll get back to you guys in the studio, and we're going to just go enjoy this beautiful weather that we have right now.
Yeah,
back to you, Amanda.
Sunshine out there, you guys.
All right, Chris, thank you much. New tonight, a short trip up Summit Street right there from downtown will lead you right to the historic Vistula neighborhood. It is one of the oldest neighborhoods in our city. Its history and culture dates back to the 1800s, but changes are on the way, and you can already start to see it take shape. Caylee Kirby joining us live tonight. And Caylee, what does the future hold for this neighborhood?
Yeah, Jeff, investors are spending millions of dollars in this neighborhood. The goal with the project is to bring more people, businesses, and things to do right here into this area. And it all starts with this church right behind me. The historic Vistula neighborhood is getting a facelift. thanks to some investors and a major project that's already underway.
We think that this area is pretty underutilized, and historically we can prove that. So what we're trying to do is leverage the Vistula Entertainment District that has been established.
Tech company Nimsys is moving its headquarters to this church, the place where Westminster CYO basketball was held for years. The inside has been completely gutted and redone while keeping its history and charm. They say this project and the growth in Vistula has so much potential.
This property is in what they call an opportunity zone, which has a lot of benefits from the federal government to spur development in areas like this that historically have been a little downtrodden.
But diamonds form under pressure, and these investors believe it's time for this neighborhood to sparkle. They're spending upwards of $27 million to revitalize this area and capitalize on the growth that's already happening in downtown.
It's going to take more than just moving a business down to this area to change the neighborhood. And what we want to be is a great partner for the neighborhood and make sure that not only my employees are safe, but other people who come down here to enjoy the area are safe as well.
Partners plan to bring new businesses, retailers, bars, and restaurants. The idea is to create something unique to Northwest Ohio, sort of like the Short North in Columbus. And neighbors are excited to see it come together.
It's a wonderful idea. I'm ready for restaurants and bars and candle companies and whatever they bring in this neighborhood.
Nimsys moving into the area is just the start. Changes won't be immediate, but residential properties will also get some renovations to help bring new people along with the jobs.
People are saying, yes, I want to live here. I can walk to work. It's 5 minutes from downtown by foot. So there's a lot of great things happening here.
Project leaders say this neighborhood is already rich in its people and past, and they hope to move it toward the future.
The opportunity is really limitless. We have a lot of great buildings and great structures that are still ready to be rehabbed. They aren't tear downs, so we can still maintain the character and feel that a lot of people are looking for now.
I'm happy for this neighborhood to finally come alive, and it's just wonderful.
Now, after the church gets finished, the next phase of the project includes a food hall. It's slated to have 15 restaurants and bars to give people an area to eat and get some drinks, hang out with friends and family. After that, there's also 27 spaces that are currently being rehabbed that'll be available for businesses. I'm told we're expected to see all of this happening within the next year. Reporting live in North Toledo, Caylee Kirby, WTOL 11.